Hello and welcome to this edition of Coaching Corner. My name is Darren Kittleson, and today I'm going to talk about this thing. No, it's not my little black book, although it is a little black book. This is a journal, and I'm going to talk about the power of journaling in the coaching conversation. I utilize this tool for a huge extent. Let me just give an example of this. First and foremost, the way this tool becomes so powerful is that the brain likes clarity. And in that conversation in coaching an agent, quite often it's the lack of clarity where the agent discovers they're not accomplishing what it is they desire, either in their life or in their business. And so grabbing this thing called a journal and actually starting to keep track of what's happening becomes powerful. Now let me talk about it from the context of when an agent is stuck, how I can use the power of a journal to move them forward. So they're stuck on a goal. Let's say they've got a goal of closing 80 transactions or 100 transactions, and for the last 2 years they've consistently fallen short of that. They ended up like 60 or 65. What I'll ask them to do, and this is this is March or April of a year, and I'd say, well, why don't we do this? Grab your journal and write out the story of what happens between now and the end of this year in accomplishing that goal of whatever the production number is, and write it out from the perspective that you're telling me the story back after it had occurred. So it'll be a year from now, and you're writing out the story of what has had to happen between now and the end of the year to hit that goal. You know, what happened in your business, what happened in your life, how did those deals come to be? Where'd you find them? How'd you do that? And in writing that out, as if you're telling me the story back in your journal, it actually brings the clarity that our thinking needs to make those things happen in our life. In fact, it's almost magical. Quite often I'll call this my little magic black book. I'll give an example. If I've got a meeting I'm going into, and I know that the meeting isn't one that's going to be really upbeat. In fact, I'm a little nervous about the outcomes. I'll grab this and write out the story as if I'm telling it back after the fact. And quite frankly, it's how the meeting ends up going. It's really amazing. So that's the tool of the journal. Now let's take the journal one step further from a coaching perspective. We know that the people who journal in their lives about what goes well, so focusing on the positives only, start seeing big changes in their lives. Start seeing big changes. And here's what's really interesting. When we're past that, we don't think that we've made big progress, and yet if we go back in our journal and see what the challenges may have been 3 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, and you read about what you were writing as a challenge back then in your business and your life, and you see where you're at today, it gives you just incredible perspective and a feeling of accomplishment. So that's the second reason I'm a huge fan of this thing called journaling. That's it for this edition of Coaching Corner. Thank you for spending a few minutes of your time with me today. Have an awesome rest of your day.